So we see another example, problem 1. A, B and C start a business. A and B invest rupees 6,000 and rupees 10,000 respectively. If A receives 25% of total profit, then find the amount invested by C. So in this question, there are 3 persons, they are entering into a business. A and B's investment is given. So A has invested 6,000, B has invested 10,000. And a part of the profit received by A is given. So A receives 25% of total profit. So with this you have to find out what is the amount invested by C. So we'll see how to proceed this question. See, suppose for example, so if A is investing 7,000 and B is investing, and the period is same. So A's investment is 7,000, B's investment is 5,000. So when you get the 7 is 5. So only in this ratio they have invested. So they'll share the profit only in this ratio. A will receive 7 parts and B will receive 5 parts. So whatever the profit is given, divide into 12 and proceed. So based on this, we can work this question also. So the data given is A has invested rupees 6,000 and B has invested rupees 10,000 and C's investment is asked. And the other data is A receives 25% of total profit. So when A receives 25% of total profit, it implies that he had given 25% of his investment, of the total investment. So 25% of total profit is received by A. So when A is receiving 25% of total profit, this implies that A has invested 25% of the total investment. So A's profit is 25% of total profit, which implies A's investment is 25% of total investment. So what is the amount invested by A? A has invested 6,000, which is 25% of the total investment. So 25% means 1/4. So 1/4 of total investment is 6,000. So what will be the total investment? The 4 parts. So multiplying this with 4, you get total investment as 24,000. So from this detail we have got 25% of total investment equal to rupees 6,000. So we need 100% or 1/4 is 6,000. What is 4 parts? And how can you get 100 from 25? So multiply this with 4, you get 100% of total investment, which is the amount invested by all. So multiply on the other side also with 4. So 25% of total investment, that is 100%. So 6,000 into 4, it is 24,000. So 24,000 is the total investment we have got. So in this A has invested 6,000, B has invested 10,000. So what is the amount invested by A and B? So when you add both, it is 16,000. So remaining will be obviously invested by C. So in this total, subtract A's and B's investment. So 24 minus 16,000, it is 8,000. So this is C's investment. So having that 25% of profit A receives, which implies A has invested 25% of total investment, we get total investment as 24,000. So as for A and B investment is given, subtracting their values, we get C's investment as 8,000. So, and the working here is A receives 25% of total profit. So, A has it, which implies A has invested 25% of the total investment. If 6,000 is 25%, total will be 4 parts into 4, that is 24,000. So, C's investment will be the remaining from this 24,000. So, B and A and B together 16, subtract from 24,000, C's investment is 8,000. So, we will see the next example. So, we will see the next example. The next question is, A, B and C share rupees 5,600. A received 1/3 of what B and C received. B received 3/4 of what A and C received. Find A's share. So, in this question, the total amount is given as 5,600. It has to be shared between 3 persons, A, B and C. So, it is given that A receives 1/3 of what B and C received, and B received 3/4 of what A and C received. So, in this question we have 3 variables, A, B and C, and also we have 3 data. So, we will see how to work out. So, total amount given is rupees 5,600. So, this has to be shared between 3 persons, A, B and C. So, total of A, B and C is rupees 5,600. And A received 1/3 of B and C. 1/3 of B and C. And B received 3/4 of what A and C received. So, we have 3 equations, the first, second and the third. So, solving this, we can get the required answer. So, you are asked to find A share. So, but instead of solving all this, so when you see in this data, so A's value has been isolated. So, from this itself, you can find value of A. So, no need to solve all this equation. So, it is not that you have to use all the data given. So, whatever is asked, so if you are able to generate from the given data, so from this itself, you can get the answer. So, from the second equation we have A receives 1/3 of B and C. So, normally seeing this question, so directly, so students go to solve all these 3 equations and get the value of A, B and C. So, here instead of doing this, so with the second equation itself, we can get A's value. So, that is A equal to 1/3 of B and C, and sending this B plus C down, it is 1/3. So, from this we get that A receives 1 part, B and C receives 3 parts. So, B, C together they receive 3 parts. So, how much B gets and how much C gets is not known. So, but we are not worried about that. So, we need only A share. So, 1/3. So, the total amount is divided into 4 parts. So, total is 5,600. So, as you have 1/3, so 1 plus 3 there are 4 parts. So, divide this with 4. So, we will get value of 1 part. So, this when you divide it is 1,400. So, 1 part value is 1,400, and from this detail we get that A has received only 1 part. So, A's share is 1,400. So, if suppose they ask for B, so then too instead of solving, so with this data, so 3/4. So, divide the amount into 7 parts and A will receive 3 parts, and you can get B's value. Suppose if they ask for C, so we can get A's value, B's value, and subtract from 5,600, you get C's value. So, no need to solve all these equations. So, according to the data given, so you can try to simplify your workings. So, for A share, I have used this data alone. So, that is A receives 1 part, B, C together receives 3 parts, and we are not worried about what is B share or C share. So we need only one part, that is A share, so which is equal to rupees 1400. So with the given data, don't try to complicate the question, so understand the question, and here with the second equation itself we have got A share. And here the shortcut is, instead of solving all the three equations, so with the second equation, so we have got A gets 1/3 of what B and C get. So dividing the total into 4 parts, so one part value is got, A has received only one part, so A share is 1400. So we'll see another example. So the question is, A invested 1/3 of the investment for 1/4 of the period. B invested half of the investment for half of the period. C invested the remaining for the whole period. So if total profit is rupees 36,000, then find A share. So in this question, so part of an investment and period is given. So multiplying the investment and period, so you get the part of profit shared by A, B and C. So we'll find the amount invested by A, B and C, the ratios, and then we'll see how to share the profit for A, B and C. And A share is asked, so we'll try to work it out. So total profit is equal to rupees 36,000. So this has to be shared among A, B and C. So for this we need to get the ratio of their investment. So according to the data, so what is given, so we'll try to find the ratio of their investment. So it is given A has invested 1/3 of the investment. So if we take I as the investment, A has contributed 1/3 and the period is for 1/4 of the period. So if you take the period as P, so P by 4 is A's part of investment and B's is half of the investment. So in this investment half and the period is also half. So if they are doing for say 6 years, B's investment is for half of the period, 3 years. So half of the investment, half of the period. And what is C's investment? It is the remaining. So remaining of what A and B has given. So if total investment is I, so in this subtract what A and B has invested. So this is A's investment, C's investment, and the period is for the whole period. So here no fraction, so we take it as P. And now we get the ratio of investment. And when they give us fractions and all in the question, so instead of taking all this, so we can assume any value as the investment and any value for the period. So for assuming any value, it is for our convenience we are working. So you can take the denominator LCM as the investment assumed value and the denominator for the period as the assumed period. So A is investing 1/3 of the investment, B is investing half. So denominators 3 and 2. So you take the product 6. So here LCM is the product. So you assume that investment is 6 lakhs. So here assumed investment is 6 lakhs. So you can take this as 6,000 or 6 rupees also. So but for our convenience, so for logic working, so we take it as 6 lakhs. And for the period, B is investing for 1/4 of the period, A is investing for 1/4 of the period and B is investing for half of the period. And LCM for this 4 and 2 is 4. So we'll assume that the period which they are doing the business is for 4 years. So here you can take this as 4 months or 4 days also, because we are going to find only the ratio. So now you can avoid all such calculations after assuming this. So once you assume a value, working will become simple. So now having this assumed investment 6 lakhs and the period as 4 years, so we'll see what is the ratio of investment given by A, B and C. So in this 6 lakhs, A is investing 1/3. So what is 1/3 of 6 lakhs? So it is 2. So A is investing 2 lakhs and we have to find the period. So investment and period will be the amount invested by A throughout the period. So investing for 1/4 of the period. So we have assumed the period as 4 years. So period is 1 year. So 2 into 1 will give you part of A's investment. And B is giving half of the investment. So in this, half of 6 lakhs is 3. So B is investing 3 lakhs for half of the period. So in 4 years, half is 2. So B is in the business for 2 years. And now C gives the remaining investment. So A has invested 2 lakhs, B has invested 3 lakhs. So together it is 5. So out of 6, remaining is 1 lakh, which is given by C. And the period is for 4 years. So C is there for the whole period. So it is 4. So now we get the ratio of investment as, the ratio is 2:6:4. Now simplifying, so we get the ratio of investments as 1:3:2. So in this ratio, they share the profits. So here how many parts we have? 1 plus 3 plus 2, it is 6 parts. So now we'll divide the total profit into 6 parts and A will receive 1 part of the profit. So total profit is 36,000 and dividing by the sum of the parts, so which is equal to 36,000 by 6. So value of 1 part is rupees 6,000. So A's investment is 1 part, so A will receive 1 part of the profit, so which is equal to 6,000. So A share of profit rupees 6,000. So if they ask for B, B will receive 3 parts because his investment ratio parts is 3. So 3 into 6,000, 18,000. And if they ask for C, it is 2 parts. 2 into 6,000, it is 12,000. So in this question, instead of taking as parts, we have assumed some value as investment and some value as a period for our convenience. And that is got by taking the denominator LCM as total investment and total period, and we have made the working simple. Here the working is, so we have assumed that 6 lakhs is a total investment, that is the denominator LCM for 3 and 2, and total period is for 4 years, that is denominator LCM for 4 and 2 is 4. And from this we have arrived what is A's investment and period. So A has invested 2 lakhs for 1 year, B has invested 3 lakhs for 2 years, C has given the remaining, that is 1 lakh for the whole period. So after getting the ratio of investment, we have shared the profit according to this investment. So here B's period is 4 into half 2 years and C's period is for 4 years. So ABC ratio, we have got the investment as 2:6:4. After simplifying it is 1:3:2. So total parts for investment is 6. The total profit is divided by 6 and 1 part is 6,000. So as A has invested 1 part, his part of profit is 6,000. So we'll see the next concept.